Techno VOİCE oyun ekranlarına gecenin bu saatinde hepiniz tekrardan hoş geldiniz arkadaşlar. Bakayım yayın var mı? Yayın var mı diye bakacağım. Ondan sonra size bugün ne yapacağımızı söyleyeceğim. Bakıyorum. Görüntü falan var mı? Tamamdır, görüntü de varmış. Bugün ne yapacağız? Bugün arkadaşlar Alt Frequencies isimli bir oyun oynayacağız. Ben daha önceden bitirdim. Görme engellileri için de desteği olan bir oyun. Radyoda çalışıyoruz ve radyoda bulunan alt frekanslardan bir şeyler bulup değişik bir şeyler yapıyoruz. Zaman döngüsünü konu alan bir oyun. Bir zaman döngüsü projesi varmış. Bu proje bir gün kontrolden çıkıyormuş sanırım. Ben anladığım kadarıyla anlatıyorum. Kontrolden çıkıyormuş. Ya da kontrolden çıkmasa bile zaman döngüsü projesinin olmasını istemeyen insanlar bir devrim yürütüyormuş. Biz de o insanlardan birisi değiliz ama o insanlardan görev alıp onları yapıyoruz.
Chapters, New Game. Alt Frequencies is a work of fiction. Names, play,
Buraları okumamıza gerek
button.
yok. Ben size çevireceğim.
Press return to select.
Çevirebildiklerimi.
Hello, listener. Thank you for acquiring this radio system. We are going to calibrate your device. Great. Now, if anytime during calibration you want to pause, you can.
Game paused.
So, with this radio system, you can navigate through different radio stations and interact with their hosts. Depending on what info you give them, you might even get a reaction. Want to know how it works exactly? Let's try this. I need you to find the answer to this question. Who is the #1 radio DJ?
And welcome. Glad you switched over. I think my colleague asked you to look for something here, right?
Burası tutorial, o yüzden
Guess
burayı
what?
çevirmeyeceğim.
I have the answer to their question. The answer lies somewhere in the following clips. When you think you've found it, you can record it by pressing the key you've selected for the record action. Don't worry, I'll repeat the info a couple of times for you. So, here's some info about the stations on your radio system. We have News 1 with its main host, Fred Peterson. Here you'll find global news, reports, and interviews. Fresh FM is hosted in the morning by Michelle, the #1 radio DJ.
Böyle bir oyun kaydediyorsunuz.
You recorded
sonra
something.
gönderiyorsunuz.
Great. Now,
Ama
you
değişik
might
bir
have heard
hikayesi
me
var.
repeat some sentences. Let's face it, that can be a bit annoying. Thankfully, you have the
Bazen
possibility
sıkıcı
to
olabilir.
skip clips if you want to navigate faster through a station.
Hızlı geçmek
To
istiyorsan.
do so, just press the key you've selected
Sadece
for the
boşluğa
fast
bas.
forward action,
Seçtiğin tuşa
and you'll
bas
skip
zaten.
the clip being played. I'll take Michelle. There, I hope.
Geçtim.
Nice one. Now, remember the clip you recorded before about the #1 DJ? If you forgot what you recorded, don't worry. Press the key you've set. Fresh FM is hosted in
Enter'a
the
basınca
morning by Michelle,
dinleyebilirsiniz
the #1 radio DJ.
diyor.
All right, we're almost done. It's time to.
Dur göndereceğim.
You
Al
can send
gönderdim.
your clip to me by pressing the key you've
Bana
selected for the
gönderebilir.
send
Bana
action.
gönder şimdi diyor. Sorduğu sorunun cevabını gönderiyoruz. Gönderdik.
Fresh FM is hosted in the morning by Michelle, the #1 radio DJ.
Oh yes, Michelle. I remember now. Just kidding. I already knew that. She's my favorite too. But thank you for sending me the clip. By the way, there was a specific beep when you sent me the clip. When you hear this sound, it means you won't be able to interact with your radio anymore. It will happen before every important announcement. Just pay extra attention to what is broadcasted then. Just to be sure you understand, I need you to try to interact with your device. Go ahead, anything will do. See? Nothing happened. Those moments are here to make sure you don't miss out on important content.
Bu arada oyun başarımlarını
Before we
fullledim
leave you to
neredeyse.
the
O
real
yüzden
radio
beğenmeyeceksiniz
shows out
bunları.
there, remember that you can pause the game and access the menu anytime by pressing the key you've selected for the open-close menu action. In this menu, you'll find useful options to customize your experience. There is also a gesture reminder if you forget how to use your radio. Finally, you can replay this tutorial in the menu anytime you want, so don't worry
her
if you feel
zaman
lost,
menüye
we'll be
gidip
there.
tutorial'ı
Thank you
seçip
again for purchasing
oynayabilirsin
this
diyor.
radio system. Don't
Bu
forget
radyo
to put it
sistemini
to
aldığın
good
için
use and
teşekkür
send
ederiz.
clips to your favorite hosts.
Chapter
Bölüm
1.
1.
It's Monday.
Pazartesi.
You're currently listening to Winston.
Eğer
I
bunu
can't reveal more about. We have to keep our radio frequency hidden.
saklanmış radyo frekansını yakalamalısın.
Some of you
Bulmalısın.
know the truth.
Doğruyu
Some of you
öğrenmelisin.
have even found us.
Bizi bulmalısın.
Find
Bul.
somebody who knows about all secrets.
Bütün
Ask him the
sırları
right question.
öğrenmek
Unlock our
ve bütün
frequency.
sorularının cevabını bulmak için
Find
bizi
the
bulman
truth.
gerekiyor. Doğruyu bul. Arkadaşlar
Game
şimdi
paused.
oyunu durdurup çevireyim. Şimdi bu darbe gibi bir şey oluyor. Bu proje, anlattığım proje yüzünden. Adam bize dedi ki saklanmış bir radyo frekansı var. Onu bulmalısın. Onu bulmak için de bir tane adam varmış. Eynan diye bir adam. Radyo hakkında çok bilgisi olan bir adam varmış. O adama bir soru soracağız. Ve o adam da bize saklanmış radyo frekanslarının olup olmadığını söyleyecek. Yani saklanmış radyo frekanslarının mümkün olup olmadığını söyleyecek. Biz de radyo frekansını bulacağız. Budur.
It's 7 o'clock on News 1, and here are the headlines with Fred Peterson.
Fred Peterson
Today,
haberlerine
Foreign
hoş
Minister
geldiniz.
Macmillan is scheduled to talk to other foreign ministers in a highly anticipated meeting.
Evet.
She will have to develop an understanding about the status of international trade policies if the time loop is implemented. 4
Zaman
people
döngüsü
were arrested
projesinden
after
bahsediyor şu
reports
an.
of terrorist threats. According to the police, the 4 men are part of a so-called piracy group dedicated to disrupting society. The police is now investigating their means of communication and facing new questions. If a secret group uses radio waves to share information, can they hide their frequency? The University of Amentos has been rewarded the prestigious
haberlerin falan
award for
hepsini
teaching
tamamen
excellence.
dinleyelim de.
Vice Chancellor of the University, Irene Boulay, expressed her gratitude during a speech she made last night. And with only a couple of days to go before the vote, cities throughout the country are preparing for long lines at the voting office. According to government officials, the amount of voting locations will be 16% higher compared to last year's
Bu da
general
Fred
election.
Peterson. Az önce
Traffic info,
az önce
slow-moving
haberleri
traffic in
sunuyor
the
dediği
usual
adam.
places, no other specifics or traffic jams at the moment. Weather today will be mostly sunny, with some low
Güneşli
clouds
görünüyor.
coming in from the south later this afternoon. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Her şeyi
Later this morning,
dinlediğiniz için teşekkür
do
ederiz.
hidden
Sonra
radio
görüşmek üzere.
frequencies exist? And if so, how do we unlock them? In the second part of our show, we'll discuss whether this is a myth
O adam
or a
hala
real
program sunmaya
technological
devam edecek.
possibility. Also, stay tuned for our daily review of the newspaper headlines. Today with special guest Mark Hillard, who recently swam the channel to raise money for vaccine safety research. Plus, overcrowding on the tracks. How will railways survive the growing number of travellers? It's a full hour of news to get you up to speed with everything that's happening in the world. But first, over to our reporter on location, Tommy Begay. Every Monday, Tommy visits a location where the news of the future is being made. Where are you today, Tommy?
Thanks, Fred. I'm here at the Galena Layer Poultry Farm, where the owners have found a revolutionary new way to care for their chickens.
Revolutionary, right. And in which way?
Well,
Tavukların
Fred,
ne gibi
I'm
bir
sure
devrimi
you know that
olabilir ya?
laying hens, however cute and fluffy they look, contribute a lot of harmful gas to the ozone layer. The owners of Galena have found a way to diminish these gases through purely biological means. And there is more. Galena Farm claims to have a cure for bird flu. A newly developed special mix of herbs eradicates any chance of flu.
Farmers turned pharmacists. Is that something we want?
Well, Fred, if
Sadece
it's safe,
hikayeyle
why
alakalı
not?
şeyleri çevireceğim.
But is it?
Bunları boş ver.
Let's ask the farmers.
While Tommy walks up to the farm, let me remind you that we have more discussions.
Find somebody who knows to ask him.
Şuralara geçelim.
Your number one radio DJ.
Michelle. Don't worry if you've got that Monday morning
Fresh
back to
FM,
school
brothers.
blues. We'll have you cheered up in no time. With the latest showbiz news, hot new music.
And Hot O Bob.
You've got the old part right. All right. It's the fresh breakfast mix.
Kahvaltı, taze kahvaltı.
Fresh FM
21.5.
Fresh
Bunlar telife gidiyor mu acaba?
So, Bob, my trusty old sidekick, here's one Monday question just for you. How was your weekend?
Went to Club Dynamite on Saturday. Pretty
Hafta sonu
cool.
nasıl geçti?
Nice.
You?
I've just been chilling at home, mainly.
Boring.
When
Evde
your
geçirdim.
life's as exciting as mine, you deserve a quiet weekend in. Anyway, a new week. Should we talk about what's coming up over the next couple of days?
You mean the time loop vote?
I actually meant the ultimate dance party this Friday. I'm so hyped!
Oh,
Bu cuma
that.
günü dans
Let's
partisi
not bore
olacakmış.
people
Çok
with voting
heyecanlıyım.
stuff on here. I'm already fed up with the subject anyway. It's like you say, boring.
It's important to vote. Let your voice be heard and all that.
Sure, please, everyone,
boring demeyi
go out
bırak
and
lan
vote.
Bob.
It's your democratic duty. And the duty of our show is to have some fun in the morning. So that's what we'll do right after this.
Tired of thinking about your daily hygiene? Our new Sungate electrical toothbrushes now have a timer system. Simply set up the timer once, then get beeped 3 times a day when it's time to brush. Sungate toothbrushes. Say yes to routine.
Fresh FM. Just for you listeners out there, Michelle was coughing like a madwoman during the commercials. I've got to be honest, Shell. You sounded like a hungover baby seal.
Radyolarda
Don't
hiç
worry,
reklam
babe,
yok.
I'm not dying yet.
Evet,
Just a case of the flu. Nothing an early night won't fix.
Should we find you
Yani
some
bunu ben söyledim,
medicine?
onlar söylemiyor.
We can't have you losing your voice. Who will present the show then?
Not you, obviously. You know what they say. Once a sidekick, always a sidekick.
Nobody could replace you anyway. You're the highest paid radio DJ in the country.
Allegedly. Anyway, back to the show. We have a world premiere today for you. In 30 seconds, we'll play you Dog Zone's new single. Your
Find somebody who ask him the.
Bu radyodaki bir adamdan sormamız gerekiyor.
in the morning.
Telefonla bağlanan bir adama.
Well, I guess it's that time again. I'm NSB, this is a morning show, blah, blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. You know the deal.
The rant of the day.
So, let's discuss the working week. It's Monday morning, which means that most of you will have said something like, I can't believe it's Monday again. At least like twice already. On Wednesday, you'll repeat to every colleague and family member how happy you are that the week is now well and truly halfway done. On Friday, you buy a discounted can of beer on the commute home to celebrate that it's the weekend again. Woohoo. Can we just stop measuring our existence via stupid little time units? Why not mix it up a bit? Start your week on Thursday. You'll have a midweek break from work then. Or, I don't know, buy a beer on Monday to celebrate the start of the week. Be creative. Don't be a slave of the corporate calendar. But if that's what you want to be, well, don't call me to complain about it. That's my rant of the day. You're very welcome. And with that, the lines are open! All right, you know what to do. Oh, and what not to do. NSB here. Who's calling?
Kiminle görüşüyorum?
Well, if it isn't my favorite conspiracy theorist, go ahead.
I mean, I prefer Truth Seeker.
Yeah, sure, whatever you'd like. So, what crazy theories do you have for us today?
Hadi bugün bir çılgınlık yapalım.
Please, tell me if you want
lütfen
to
bana
ask
sorularınızı gönderin. Gönderiyoruz.
He knows about every secret there is. Yeah, apparently. Looks like we've got a proper question for our dear friend Anon.
If a secret group uses radio waves to share information, can they hide their frequency?
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Now we are getting somewhere.
You're getting a bit overexcited.
But this is the real deal. Listen, there are empty frequencies in the airwaves. Frequencies that seem unused.
Let me guess. They're not.
Exactly. Sources say that if you record one particular sound, you decode the entire frequency and reveal its true nature.
Isn't that magical?
It's not magic. The public encryption key is hidden behind the audio file.
And you officially lost me there.
Believe me or not, the last frequency I decoded was protected by the sound of broken glass. I recorded it on my radio and voila.
Oh, the station managers are going to be so happy that we've just encouraged people to switch over to empty frequencies, pushing our already flailing market share further down the drain. Nice, thanks, mate.
Well,
Oh my. Well, you know.
Şimdi diğer radyoya geçiyoruz. Diğer radyo kullanılmayan boş bir radyo. Ve artık kullanılan dolu bir radyo.
If you're listening to this,
eğer bunu dinliyorsan,
it means you found us.
Bizi buldun.
Congratulations.
Tebrik ederiz.
You have taken the first step in your awakening.
Uyanmanın şeysini gerçekleştirdin.
You are being lied to so much more than you know. The time loop is already in place. The vote is irrelevant.
Zaman döngüsü şu anda başladı.
We are already repeating ourselves. Those who control the present control the future. Keep listening. Keep sharing. Reclaim time.
Dinle. Paylaş. Reklam zamanı dedi.
Chapter 2.
Bölüm 2.
Students, experts, and tall tales.
We've uncovered new information that needs to be shared. Information that is too important not to get out there. We're counting on you, our friends, to spread the information. We need your network. We need your power. Here are the facts.
Gücünüze ihtiyacımız
Amal
var.
Macmillan, politician, pro-time loop activist and violator of human rights, actually leads the group that activated the time loop. Amal Macmillan is the person who ordered to activate the time loop prematurely.
Şu an zaman
She
döngüsü
should be
projesinden
confronted
bahsediyor.
and unmasked. She acted without democratic consent, and even though she will deny all this, we know this to be true. Spread the news and make sure it sticks beyond the time loop. Our own organization is still small, but your help will make us grow. Your help will make us reach the news stations. They've not yet reported on these conspiracies. They ignore our messages, but eventually they will have to listen. If there are many of us, we will not be ignored. So keep trying. Hear this fact and pass it on. Amal Macmillan, politician, will start small if needed. If the news stations won't listen, others will. And then they will spread the word. And then others will, until we can't be denied anymore. I might sound like a madman to you. Hell, I sound like a minister. But this is real. I am real. We all are.
Bu yapana kadar aynı şeyi söyleyecek. Ben bunu geçiyorum. Bu da trafik radyosu, bunu da geç.
Fact about
I trust that they are also concerned about public.
Several foreign heads of state have reiterated their concern about our country's unilateral implementation of the time loop if the vote on Friday is positive. Minister Macmillan has promised to provide them with extra details, but has also said, quote, "Foreign politics should not influence the will of our nation," unquote. A printing factory in the south used by the government to print voting ballots went up in flames last night. 2 victims were killed, both of them employees of the factory. It's unclear whether the ballots for the upcoming time loop vote were affected. The police and the fire department are currently investigating. Weather today, cloudy with low temperatures in the south and a small chance of rain during the night. And finally, you'll be happy to know that our listener comment system is back online, so you'll be able to send us your messages again. In the studio, we have physician scientist Charlie Thomas. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you.
Professor Thomas, you've been researching the effects of a possible time loop on public health, am I correct?
Yes. You have to remember, it's all very academic, though. We've researched an, at this moment, fictitious situation, after all. Together with our colleagues from the physics department, we have developed models to simulate a possible time loop.
Your report mentions brain tumors. Should we be worried?
Let me put it this way. Think of our report as a medication information leaflet.
Are you talking about side effects?
Regarding the brain tumor, chances have been proven to be incredibly slim, even in a test environment.
So in real life, a brain tumor could be more likely.
You're twisting my words.
I'm not saying anything that is not in your report already, surely.
No, but you are emphasizing something that isn't relevant.
If this time loop could have a negative impact on our health, don't you agree that the public needs to know this before they vote?
I don't think it's something they should base their vote on. Our research is still very preliminary. We've barely scratched the surface. It's far too early to draw any conclusions.
Okay, I understand. What about possible positive side effects?
We actually had a couple of mice that aged slower, so that could be very beneficial.
There was also an interesting fact about headaches?
Indeed, some of our test subjects experienced a very specific type of headache, one that we hadn't seen before, which is interesting because we think this could lead to a breakthrough in the related area of migraine research.
Has your research influenced your own opinion on the implementation of the time loop?
I'm not giving out advice on how to vote if that's what you're looking for. I'm a scientist, not a politician.
But if you can't advise us, who can?
The government does a lot in terms of public information.
But they're no scientists. They choose out of ideology or for economic reasons. Several foreign
brushes. Say yes.
Öğrenci radyosu geldi yeni.
Campus Radio, a Mentos, 5 students, 4 students. We're live 3 times a week.
Hi, fellow students, elitists, and future decision makers. It's your girl Kaya here, joined by the ever awesome Jenny.
Hello.
Don't worry, you'll hear from her later.
Amal Macmillan, politician, pro-time loop activist, and violator of human rights, actually leads the group that activated the time loop.
Jenny'nin babası
Wait,
galiba.
what? Are you hearing this, Jenny?
Duydun mu?
Sorry, I was distracted for a bit. That sounded... Never mind.
We said we would take all opinions on this subject seriously, so that is what we'll do. If this is true, it's big. Wow.
Are we being lied to? Are we being lied to by the government?
This is a scoop, Jenny. We need to investigate the shit out of this.
I know.
Students, friends, anarchists, here is a personal favorite for you to enjoy while we investigate.
Bu şarkıyı dinlemenize gerek yok.
Alright, this is going to be a short rant. You know when you're in line to buy something and there's lots of people behind you? Next time, take your fucking money out of your purse before it's your turn. I mean, it's not like you have anything else to do while waiting. Thank you on behalf of the people behind you. Oh, it's going to be an interesting morning because we have a special guest today. Why don't you introduce yourself? Please welcome my new co-host, Sadie.
Hoş geldin demeyin.
Lied to by the government?
Sadie, this one's for you, darling. Buck once for yes, twice for no. I guess Sadie is still undecided. Meanwhile, let's ponder on the idea of lying for a bit. Remember I told you I picked Sadie up off the streets this morning? In fact, my canine sidekick is actually my producer's. She brought her dog to work today, and I thought it'd be fun to wind up the station managers a bit. And you listeners, obviously. Wow, wasn't that honest of me? Well, guess what? I lied, and it was fun. So, here's my statement. Feel free to
Buna niye bu soruyu soruyorum anlamadım. Bunun ne alakası var onu da anlamadım ama.
Sadie hasn't found her radio voice yet, but a bowl of water should do the trick. So, basically, the station management has been suggesting we should find a co-host for ages now. Apparently, according to data, shows with 2 presenters are more successful. So, in order to improve the ratings, I would need a co-host. Preferably a woman, obviously. And that's where Sadie comes in, don't you, girl? I don't even know if she's really called that. I just thought she looked like a Sadie. I took her off the streets this morning. She doesn't have a collar, so I guess she's a stray. But, well, if you're listening and your dog is missing, tough. Anyway, Sadie's specialty is answering questions about the government. So if you have any, please send them in. And Sadie will bark once for yes and twice for no.
Bir kere havlayınca evet, 2 kere havlayınca hayır.
Am I on? Yeah, I think it's a disgrace. Picking up a stray dog just for laughs? She must be terrified and overheated with all those studio lights.
Studio lights? Hey, we're not on TV, mate. If we were, you could have seen that Sadie's wagging her tail. Next!
You must think you're so funny with a female dog. I thought you were a feminist. Asshole.
Feminism is so overrated. I'm just pro-humans in general. Oh yeah, and dogs. Next! And can I just remind you all that Sadie's specialty is answering yes-no questions on the subject of the government. So please help us raise the quality
of the day.
That needs to be shared.
Actual implementation.
Şimdi de oradan aldığımızı buraya göndereceğiz.
It's time for my favorite
Burayı hiç
segment.
anlamadım ama ya.
Tall Tales.
Tall Tales.
Today we're calling Rakim, who has an amazing story to tell.
It's
Bize bir hikaye anlatması için birini arıyoruz.
Is that Rakim? This is Michelle from Fresh FM. You're live on the radio.
Wow. Bob here, Rakim. Bit shy, are ya? No need to be. Your story sure isn't.
Your story is one of the tallest tales we've ever heard.
Our tall tale meter has been set up and calibrated, so bring it on.
You know the deal. Just tell the story and the meter will rank it. And if you make the top 5, you get a top prize.
Right.
So, Rakim, tell us your tall tale.
Well,
Out with it, babe. I'm dying with excitement here.
I know, but shit.
Chickening out, Rakim?
No, of course not, man.
Okay, let's help you out a bit. Your story involves a sauna and one of your teachers, right?
I don't want to tell the story.
Rakim, what's happening, babe?
It's not true. It's a lie. I'm sorry, Michelle.
Shit, man, you're too good for this world.
So what? You're bailing out?
I guess so.
Thanks for messing up our segment, bro.
No, we respect you. Thanks for being honest. Rakim?
Sure. Can I hang up now?
Bye, Rakim.
That was so unnecessary. I mean, this segment is called Tall Tales, right? The name should give you some sort of clue.
Calm down, Bob.
Who cares if the story's true, as long as the stories are big and preferably funny, too?
Let's ask the listeners. What's your opinion on lying? Send us your statement on the subject.
Meanwhile, our listeners sent us this.
So, here's my statement, and feel free to repeat it. There is nothing wrong with lying every now and again.
Do you agree, Shell?
Well, let me tell you a story. I was supposed to go out with my friend yesterday, but she canceled.
Bummer. You should have called me instead.
You wish. Anyway, so my friend said she was having pulsating headaches because the time loop has already been implemented.
Niye herkes time loopçu acaba?
Messing with her mind.
Sounds like something messed up her mind, all right?
Exactly. I just didn't want to call bullshit and risk upsetting her. So I lied and I said I totally believed her. But I felt like shit afterwards. What if she's really going bonkers? Then I'll have added to her delusions.
Well, I hope your friend isn't listening.
Sus Bob, seni sevmiyorum.
Sungate
State have reiterated their minister for to weather today and finally
böyle hızlı geçiyorum.
In the
Together with our colleagues from the physics department, we have developed
sohbetinizi balla
models to
bölüyorum ama
simulate
böyle
a
bir şey
possible
buldum.
time loop.
Just a second. We've received an interesting message.
So, my friend said she was having pulsating headaches because the time loop has already been implemented. And it's messing with her mind.
Pulsating headaches. This sounds very much like something you found in your research.
It does. But since the time loop hasn't been implemented yet, this is most likely something else.
To be honest, we've gotten some messages from listeners who seem adamant that the time loop has already been implemented.
And you have investigated this?
No, we've not discussed this until now because, obviously, we have a duty to stick to the facts and not spread uninvestigated rumors.
Obviously, and I certainly don't want to add fuel to stories like that.
But this individual with headache symptoms could be the missing link we're looking for.
I have to be honest, I am intrigued. My science heart is beating faster, so to say.
And my investigative journalism heart. If you're the person experiencing the headaches, please get in touch. I feel we have a moral duty to investigate this. Also, Minister Amal Macmillan is in the studio tomorrow. I'll personally see to it that we discuss these details with her. I won't rest until we get to the bottom of this. That's my promise to you as a journalist.
Gazetecilik ruhunu kullanıp araştıracakmış.
Chapter 3.
Bölüm 3.
Police and Politics.
Polisler ve politikacılar.
This sound was designed by us
dizayn ettik.
to help uncover the truth.
Gerçeği korunmaz hale getiriyor.
Behind this sound lies a piece of code
Bu
with
sesin
the power of
arkasında
stabilizing an
yine
unsteady
gizli bir şey var,
frequency.
onu ortaya çıkartacağız yani.
We believe it will be useful to find important information about the conspiracy. You know how to distribute information. You can distribute this sound in the same way. You can also cancel the stabilization of a frequency by sending this sound one more time. The frequency will go back to its initial state, so you will leave no trace. If you hear this, it means that you have found us. Now, it's time to find others. Scour the airwaves and use the stabilizer to level out any frequency that could contain information to break the government
saklanmış. Burada konuşma sesleri var, buraya kullanacağım. Ama bunları hızlı hızlı geçeceğim ta baştan başlasın diye.
On that list, they are all marked as possible hideouts.
So we'll need to pay a visit to all of them.
Recon and stakeouts for now. Don't want to alarm them. If they find out we are on their tails, they will run.
But they won't outrun us.
Or stop sounding like a criminal, Martin.
Why? What did
Bunlar da az önceki sesi aldığımız adamları araştırıyorlarmış.
I just don't like those disruptive types.
Nobody on the force does, Martin. But we need to be smart about it. Don't let your emotions get in the way.
Sure.
Check dossier number 5. That's a profile on Winston or whatever his name
Bu bölümde
is.
2 tane seçenek var. Birisi Jenny'yi öldürüyor, bir tanesi de yaşatıyor. Ben yaşatan versiyonunu yapacağım.
He's local, has a family, most likely recently lost his job. That would explain why he's now acting the way he is, holding the government responsible for the fact that he can't hold a job.
They're all like that.
Oh, don't generalize, Martin. You're a police officer. This Winston is our main target. We need to get him into custody as soon as possible. We have reason to believe he is our RMB1.
RMB1? What's that?
Classified info. But you need to know, in order to do your duty, so I will tell you. When the time loop resets, citizens do, will not notice their memory resets, but some citizens are immune to this.
Right. I don't get it.
While everyone gets reset by the time,
eğer onu değil de bunu kaydetseydik Jenny ölecekti.
Everything, which is a problem when they oppose the government.
Right.
The presence of citizens unaffected by the time loop could endanger our government's plans regarding it.
If the time loop gets voted in, you mean?
Sorry? Yes, of course.
Get enough sleep, my head aches constantly and my feet hurt, but I keep going. And now I did it. Goodbye.
Well, as you can hear, Mrs.
Diğer radyoları da dinleyelim. Ondan sonra buraya
We're being joined by our...
Golden oldie, retro record. It's Fresh FM.
And that was a golden oldie by none other than NSB.
Sure brought back some high school memories. I love that song.
It's a shame NSB never managed to score another big hit after this one.
Your #1 radio DJ,
Michelle.
And don't you forget it. We're nearly halfway through the week.
Almost the weekend!
Which means that it's time for our... Bob, can you say it today?
Fresh FM Weekend Gig Calendar!
Take it away, Bob!
Only if you promise not to cough through it, huh?
I might, if you're boring.
On Friday nights, there's of course the huge Alumni 6 gig at the arena. Completely sold out, obviously, but keep listening to Fresh FM because we might pull some free tickets out of thin air for you.
Ooh, Bob!
Also on Friday, there's the Corn Tunes Dance Party over at Bert's Saloon. Doors open at 9. Tickets available at the door. On Saturday, we have Weird and Gilly at Nighttown, the Don't Look Back extravaganza at Area 51, and of course, the lovely ladies of Buzz Bounce at the Naz.
Love them!
And that was it for the best gigs and parties of the coming weekend.
I was wondering, what would happen to these gigs if the time loop got installed?
I'm not following.
Well, I mean, would gigs just go on and on like in a continuous loop?
I don't think so. That would make no sense.
It would make sense if they're your favorite band and it's a great gig. Wouldn't that be awesome? Seeing your favorite artist perform for hours on end. You'd get tired, though, and they would too.
You probably wouldn't realize because you see the loop resets without people knowing.
Really?
I think so.
Wow, I guess I really don't know anything about this whole time loop thing.
Yeah, I heard random things, but, half the time, those aren't true anyway. I mean, it'll be fine.
Bir dakika kanka, saate bakacağım.
Game paused.
Devam.
So, anyway,
Orada
I
çalan
keep
şarkıyı
getting
alıp onu
calls
rezil
and
edebiliyorduk ama
messages from listeners about
şimdi onunla
that
uğraşamayacağım.
time loop. Apparently, it's Well, that's all you kids think about nowadays. There's obviously a deep desire to talk about these things, but, well, I'm not planning on giving idiots like Anon any more airtime. So, what I did was this. I've called in an expert to explain some things.
Just to correct you, I'm not an expert on the time loop.
Sorry, but my notes here say expert, and, well, I'm the host of the show. So, what I say goes.
I'm starting to regret having agreed to this.
Ah, you've also been on News 1, right? I mean, that's where my producer got you from.
And I've told them as well that it's too early to utter any headline-worthy sound bites.
I'll be the judge of that. So, expert Charlie Thomas, you're a doctor.
Professor, a physician scientist.
You know about bodies, and you know about the effect of the time loop on the body.
The possible effect.
So, tell me. Is my maple going to fall off?
I don't think so.
You know, here's the thing. I don't really know what to do with all this time loop talk. What I used to like about talk radio is that, well, people would call in with random issues. Sometimes I'd give advice. Sometimes I'd tell them to bugger off, you know?
Sure.
But it was always just friendly banter. You know? And, well, now.
Important subjects.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Feels like I should be a different host as well.
Just try it. Try being a different host.
No, too late. There's no change in me anymore. So, anyway, if you've got something to call in or send messages about, please do, as always. I'll probably be rude to you, but I mean well. So, if it's the time loop you want to talk about, if you're concerned about your well-being, about your health, about your life, let me know. Professor Thomas, physician, scientist extraordinaire, enlighten us. Which horrible diseases will the time loop unleash on us?
I don't know.
You can't say that if you're an expert. People will think you're hiding something. Are you?
Of course not.
Are you sure?
No. Contrary to popular belief, science is not exact. There are laws of science. Sure.
Etkileme yöntemi. Haber radyosuna gidiyoruz.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've had quite a busy week so far.
Indeed, and I understand the reservations of our foreign colleagues. We're trying to do something nobody has done, and nobody will do at this point.
Implementing a time loop to improve economic stability and retain sovereignty.
We are on our way to convince our foreign colleagues that this time loop is essential to push our nation forward, and that they will benefit from this as well.
But while you're talking to foreign heads of state, people here are getting increasingly concerned about the time loop. They feel that information is being withheld from them.
I can assure you that there is no need to suspect the government of any wrongdoings. As you know, I am wholeheartedly pro-time loop, and I sincerely hope that people will ignore the conspiracy theories and vote yes at the end of the week. We need this loop to reclaim our country, our economy, our nature. That's the thing I personally feel most strongly about. Not just economy, but ecology. The loop will reset people and their actions while nature continues growing. Trees and plants are not affected by the loop, allowing them to restore themselves and grow. We have been searching for ways to save our declining ecology for so long. Now that we've found it, we owe it to ourselves and our planet to say yes to this solution.
Getting back for a bit to concerned citizens and the way the government informs us, what a lot of people would like to know is if the time loop is already implemented.
I'm sorry?
There are strong rumours that you are involved in an early implementation of the time loop.
I'm sorry, Huff. I've traveled the world to defend our plan for the time loop. I've had to repeat the same things over and over again. I've been getting abuse, scorn, hate. I've hardly spent any time at home. I don't get enough sleep. My head aches constantly and my feet hurt, but I keep going. My colleagues keep going, dedicating our lives to serving the nation. And now I get attacked with unfounded accusations of lying? It's genuinely unheard of.
Sorry, listeners, that was And we've also got a very pressing message.
When the time loop resets, citizens do...
İyice sinirlendireceğim şimdi.
I mean, will not notice their memory resets, but some citizens are immune to this.
If this is true, this changes the whole discussion. Thank you, listeners, for valuing this station and our journalistic work. We will not let you down. Thank you for trusting us with this information. We will investigate and we will find the truth.
Kızı öldüreceğim herhalde. Ya da kadın gittikten sonra mı sordum?
Chapter 4, Part 1, The Raid.
The Raid.
What's happening?
Adamı yakalıyorlar.
If anybody is listening, our broadcasting room is currently being invaded.
Yayın odasının kapısına polisler dayanmış.
A police team has breached the door and is now rounding up my colleagues. I'm in a separate room and I'm... Hey, open that door!
Hey, aç şu kapıyı.
I will keep the lines open as long as I can. Everybody needs to hear what's happening. I don't know what's going on.
Ne olduğunu herkes...
Stop broadcasting now!
Yayını hemen durdur.
We will never stop. No matter
Asla
how
durmayacağız.
often you reset us.
Hands on your head.
Our citizens' rights are under threat. We will not stand down.
The head you will.
Jenny, if you hit this, open the letter.
Where is that button? I think it's...
Bunun devamı bir sonraki radyoda.
What's happening?
We have contact. Entering now.
Burada da baskın.
This is the police. Turn around.
And hands on the wall in front of you.
You are under arrest for taking part in terrorist activities.
Hey, open that door!
Damn it! He's locked himself in.
On my count. 1, 2, 3!
Kapıyı kırdılar.
Stop broadcasting now!
We will never stop. No matter how often you reset us.
Hands on your head.
Our citizens' rights are under threat. We will not stand down.
The hell you will!
Jenny, if you hit this, open the letter.
Where is that button? I think it's this one.
Öldürdüler.
Suspect down. I repeat, suspect down. Situation under control. We need a police van and an ambulance. Over. On its way. Over. Good work.
The ray comm seems to be compromised. Switching to other frequency.
Roger.
Diğer frekansını
Headlines,
değiştirin dediler.
rehashing press
Polis
statement.
şey geldi, bebek radyosu.
I'm not sure what's happening, but live outside of the location where the suspected underground group
Burayı bu
convened.
sefer dinlemiyorum çünkü az önceki yakalanmadan bahsediyor.
What do you...
Well... So, if we're in a time loop, which part
Hala time
is
loop'tan
looping?
bahsediyor.
What do you mean?
Which parts do we repeat? Are we just doing
Madem bu
one
kadar time
show
loop istiyorsun,
over and
buradan
over
gönderiyor.
again?
Bakalım ne
Well,
diyecek.
and we keep receiving clips from our listeners, but I mean, our listeners keep forgetting what we just said, am I right?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. I mean, anyway, I mean, I don't think so.
O zaman niye bahsediyorsun?
I can remember yesterday's show.
We've done a show yesterday, and that show was different from today's.
So we're not looping after all. Problem solved.
But if there is a time loop, it must change then. Shift somehow. How does the loop decide when to shift?
It's a time loop, not a robot.
You never know.
You know what? I bet it's our choice of music.
What do you mean?
Whenever we play a song the government doesn't like, they reset the time loop again and again and again. See, they reset until we play the perfect song. And then the loop shifts.
Well, I really hope the next song is to everyone's liking then.
What are we playing?
One of my favorites. I need some relaxation.
Fresh FM.
Müzik yok.
So.
Birazdan dinleyeceğim.
So, we're ready for more calls. And I've decided no dogs, no conspiracies, no tomorrow's the time loop vote. What should I do? We're just doing some plain old-fashioned complaining today. Who's there?
Lillian here. I wanted to complain about you, actually.
Well, that's a first. Not. What did I do now?
I don't mind that you're rude, but please use the correct words when you call somebody out.
Correct? Correct. Rude words are always correct.
You keep saying that conspiracy theorists must be institutionalized, but mental illness is no joke, you know. Having weird ideas is not the same as being mentally ill.
You're right. I'm sorry. No, I mean, seriously. Because I only want to hurt people intentionally, not by accident. Wow. Can I still call him an idiot, though?
Well, originally that was a legal and psychiatric category of intellectual disability.
But not anymore! Hoorah! Idiot it is. Oh, and thank you for your input. And next caller.
Hey, it's A-Nun.
Wow.
Yine bu adam.
Called to gloat, have you?
I just wanted to update you and the listeners with some new developments.
You know, I have to admit that your theories have started to sound a lot less unbelievable, so go ahead.
Guess what? Our daily sunrise and sunset are fake. In their attempt to control everything, the government now controls how we experience daytime and nighttime.
Sorry, friend, I'm going to have to stop you there. This just annoys the hell out of me. Oh, please! Why can't people just quit while they're ahead? Why does there always need to be more? More theories, more ideas, more bullshit, more ways to prove that you're right. You had your chance and you blew it. Bye-bye. Next caller, please.
Hey, so why didn't you call him an idiot?
Why? I mean, why should I?
I like it when you're rude to people.
Oh, you aren't rude. I'll give you rude. You are an asshole. How's that? Satisfied now?
I don't think we should, Kaya. I mean...
Listeners, it's your girl Kaya here with news. Hold on to your hoodies because it's a big one. Just received a list of names of people involved in abusing the time loop. Wait. This is some weird shit. Listen.
Jenny, if you hear this, open the letter!
Dad? Where? Who?
We're getting multiple versions of this message sent to us at the moment.
Kesin öyledir.
Apparently it's that underground group. They got arrested. Wait, did you just say Dad?
Where did I... Here.
Jenny?
He gave me this for if something happened to him.
What?
It's names.
Like the list I got? Those names?
This is a list of all the other known RMB1. People who aren't reset by the time loop. If anything happens to me, please distribute their names so these people can be protected before the police gets to them too. We need to broadcast this.
Girl, you change fast. Just a minute ago, you were dead against revealing my list.
I still am. We just need this list.
So basically, we're disagreeing about either nailing the bad guys or protecting the good guys. Okay, you know what? Let them come to us. For anyone who is interested, I have a list of people who are involved in the time loop scandal.
For anyone who is interested, I have a list of people who are not affected by the time loop.
Let's see who's
birinde time loop'un skandalı listesi var. Birinde de time loop'un enfekte olmayan insanların listesi var.
Dad.
Come here, girl. I'm here for you.
Yine bu müzik. Geç.
Where the suspected
Bu radyo zaten şeyden bahsediyor, o yüzden geç ona.
Thank you for your message. Due to the current live reporter connection, we are not able to process your concerns. Please resend your messages after this segment.
We reported on the possible existence of people who are immune to the effects of the time loop.
Thank you for your message. Please.
Is this the same organization?
Kardeşim ne zaman göndereceğim bu mesajı?
Get back to you.
We'll be going back to our regular broadcasts after this. Before we go on, I would like to make a personal statement.
For anyone who is interested, I have a list of people who are involved in the time loop scandal.
What is this? Was this sent to us? Campus Radio? Can we contact them to verify whether this list is genuine? Let's do it. I'll take personal responsibility for it. But we can't say no.
Chapter 4, Part 2, The Vote.
Students, friends, activists, it's your girl Kaya here. Today is the day. Right?
Game paused.
Burada kalalım arkadaşlar. Kaldığımız yerden yarın devam edeceğiz. Bakalım time loop skandalı nasıl sonuçlanacak. Bir de bakayım şu kız ölmüş mü?
As you walk, the government bullshit. Of course it's bullshit.
Game paused.
Görüşürüz.